For the last 10 years, if you talked about electric vehicles, you were talking about one company, Tesla. They were the disruptors, the innovators, the absolute kings of the road. Elon Musk didn't just build a car company, he built a cult. But there is an old saying, kings don't rule forever. If you've been paying attention to the actual data, you know that the throne is already empty. In 2023, a shift happened that the mainstream media is still trying to wrap its head around. BYD produced over 3 million new energy vehicles. Tesla, they managed 1.84 million. That isn't a close race, that is a landslide. The torch hasn't just been passed, it has been snatched away. Today, we are going deep, really deep, into why the Build Your Dreams empire isn't just catching up to Tesla, but leaving them in the dust. We aren't just looking at sales figures, we're looking at battery chemistry, interior ergonomics, and the driving experience. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Tesla is in panic mode. This is BYD versus Tesla.
Any company enjoyed such explosive growth in such a short period of time.
BYD has grown into this powerhouse. You look at the monthly rankings, they're always at the top.
Let's start where you spend 100% of your time with the car, the interior. This is where the philosophies of these two companies completely diverge. Tesla fans love to use the word minimalism. They call it clean, but let's call it what it actually is, aggressive cost-cutting. In the updated Model 3 Highland, they've removed the indicator stalks. They've removed the physical gear selector. To put the car in drive, you have to swipe up on a touchscreen. To signal a turn, you have to press haptic buttons on a steering wheel that is moving while you turn. Imagine trying to navigate a tight roundabout or do a three-point turn while swiping on a tablet. It is minimalism gone too far, and it sacrifices usability for the sake of saving a few dollars on parts. Now, compare that to BYD. Sit inside a Seal or an Atto 3, and it feels like a car designed for a driver. You get a high-quality, curvy dashboard. You get crystal gear selectors that feel premium. You get physical buttons for your drive modes and climate controls. It respects your muscle memory. You don't have to take your eyes off the road to find a sub-menu just to turn on the AC. It feels like a cockpit, not an empty waiting room. And while we're talking about the cockpit, let's talk about information. In a Tesla Model 3 or Y, if you want to know how fast you are going, you have to look to your right at the center screen. You're constantly taking your eyes off the road. BYD takes a different approach. The Seal comes with a dedicated digital driver's display behind the wheel and a heads-up display projected right onto the windshield. Your speed, your navigation limits, your blind spot warnings, they are floating right on the road in front of you. That is a massive safety feature that Tesla simply refuses to offer on their volume sellers. Then there's the main event, the infotainment screen. Tesla has a great screen, sure, but BYD's screen rotates. Critics call it a gimmick, but they're wrong. When you're using navigation, roads are long and vertical. Switching the screen to portrait mode lets you see the route ahead, not just the fields to your left and right. It's a functional adaptation that makes driving easier. And here's the biggest deal breaker for many modern drivers, and it's something Tesla is incredibly stubborn about: the ecosystem. In a Tesla, you live in Elon's world. You use Tesla Maps. You use the music apps they integrate. There is no Apple CarPlay. There is no Android Auto. If you prefer Waze because it has better police alerts, too bad. If you want your text messages to read out via Siri, good luck. BYD is different. They understand that your phone is the center of your digital life. They give you wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. They don't try to force you into their software. They let you bring your own. It integrates with your life rather than trying to replace it. For me, being able to hop in and have my podcast resume instantly on an interface I know is worth more than all the fart noises Tesla can program into their blinkers. Now, let's get technical. This is where BYD truly embarrasses the competition. You have to remember, BYD didn't start as a car company. They started in 1995 as a battery company. They're experts in chemistry. They utilize the Blade battery. This is a lithium iron phosphate unit, but packaged in a revolutionary way. The cells are long, thin blades that act as structural beams for the car. Why does this matter? Two reasons: safety and durability. In the famous nail penetration test, standard EV batteries can catch fire or explode when punctured. The Blade battery, it barely heats up. It's widely considered one of the safest batteries in the world. It's also rated for thousands more charge cycles than older tech. It's so good that here's the uncomfortable truth for Tesla fans. Tesla actually buys batteries from BYD for some of their Model Ys produced in Europe. When the market leader is buying the challenger's technology to put in their own cars, that tells you everything you need to know about who's winning the tech war. But is it fast? That's what everyone asks. Tesla made EVs famous by having insane 0 to 60 times. Well, watch out. The dual-motor BYD Seal puts out 530 horsepower, but the number that matters is torque, 670 Newton meters, compared to the Tesla Model 3 long range's 490. When you put your foot down in the Seal, the launch is violent. It pins you to the back of the seat. But straight-line speed is cheap. Handling is expensive. The Model 3 is known for handling like a go-kart, which is fun, but it can be incredibly stiff and jarring on daily roads. The BYD Seal uses a sophisticated suspension setup with frequency-selective damping. It manages to be compliant over bumps, but stiffens up when you throw it into a corner. You can actually get the tail to kick out. It's playful. It's a car that was tuned by engineers who love driving, not just software developers. Finally, we have to talk about living with these cars. There's one killer app that BYD has standard that Tesla makes difficult: Vehicle to Load, or V2L. Every BYD is essentially a giant mobile power bank. You can take a standard plug, the kind you use for your toaster or laptop, and plug it into the car. You can power your campsite. You can run your fridge during a power outage. You can charge another EV. Tesla requires expensive aftermarket hardware to do anything close to this. And then there's the roof. Tesla is obsessed with the panoramic glass roof. It looks cool in photos, but if you live in Australia, Texas, or anywhere with sun, it's a heat trap. The Model Y does not come with a shade. You bake. The BYD Seal, Sea Lion, and Atto 3 all come with high-quality retractable sunshades. It sounds like a small thing, but it's the difference between being comfortable and sweating through your shirt. Tesla opened the door. We owe them that. They proved EVs could work. But right now, they're having their Nokia moment. They're resting on their laurels, releasing minor updates while the competition is innovating at lightning speed. BYD is offering better battery technology, better interior quality, better physical controls, and better integration with your phone, usually for a better price. The Model 3 is still a good appliance, but the BYD Seal, it's a great car. The takeover isn't coming in the future. Look around you. It's already here. I want to know what you think. Are you Team Tesla for the software and the supercharger network, or are you Team BYD for the build quality and the tech? Let's fight it out in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe to Future Drive. I'll see you in the next one.